How's it going, everybody? First off, I hope you're having a great day today. My name is John, and this is Just Bucket Sports. So we got breaking NBA news coming at you from yesterday, and that is that Kendrick Perkins is released from the Cleveland Cavaliers. No, but actually, seriously, so last night, Kawhi Leonard was traded to the Toronto Raptors. What is happening? So Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green are both going to the Raptors, and in exchange, the Spurs are going to get DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a 2019 first-round pick. Now, there's a lot to dissect here. And one, is he going to stay? And that's obviously the biggest question that anybody would have right now. And personally, I don't think he is. I think this is a really bad move on Toronto's part for a lot of reasons, and I'm going to get into those really quick, and then we're going to talk about the overall trade itself. So one, if y'all recall, a couple years ago, the Toronto Raptors traded for Rudy Gay, and he was gone really quick. And I really feel like that's what's going to happen again. Kawhi Leonard's going to come. We don't even know if he's going to play next season because he might pull the same stuff he was pulling in San Antonio, where he doesn't play. And I don't know how that makes me feel as a fan. I don't know how that makes you guys feel as a fan. I know there are two sides to this argument. One, you don't want him to be Isaiah Thomas and miss out on like huge loads of money. But I have a really interesting take on this, and that is that over the past couple of months, no one has been talking about the injury. Like, everyone's just talking about, like, oh, he was injured. But no one is still saying that he's not cleared by anybody. Like, there's no doctors that are saying, no, he cannot play. So he can play. So now he has no excuse but to play. And if he doesn't, I think his career is going to take a huge hit because I don't see him being seen as a superstar or at least a player that you want on your roster if that's his personality. Like, Rashad McCants, not the same player as Kawhi Leonard, don't get me wrong, but Rashad McCants is legitimately out of the league because nobody wants him in their locker room. And I'm just saying that's not a far shot for Kawhi Leonard. Yes, he is light years ahead of Rashad McCants on a skill level. But if you're a bad personality in the locker room, no one is going to want you. Actually, I take that back because I think the Warriors will. I mean, look at DeMarcus Cousins. Look at DeMarcus Cousins. Kawhi to the Warriors 2019. You saw it here first. But anyway, back on topic, I really think Toronto royally screwed up. You traded away your franchise player, DeMar DeRozan, and obviously he's not very happy about it, right? There are so many reports of him tweeting, Instagram story, all of that. He's not happy about Toronto saying they're not going to trade him and then doing it. And I think the overall thing is that if GMs are going to do this, like you see Isaiah Thomas, you see DeMar DeRozan, who put a lot on the line for their franchises and then get traded like it's nothing, I think we're already in the era where players really dictate a lot of where they go and players aren't sticking with teams for long periods of time anymore. But I think that's going to get even worse considering all of these teams are trading away their franchise player and really leading to a one-sided loyalty standard, and that's not good for future teams in the NBA. I mean, if nothing else, Toronto gets Danny Green, which I'm a super big fan of Danny Green. I really wanted him to come to the Rockets. Obviously, we'd have to trade for him and everything, but I mean, I would have loved if he had come, 3-and-D kind of player, great off the ball. I think he'll be great in Toronto, considering if they're really wanting to go for that more move the ball, if they want to continue to move the ball kind of style they want to play at. I think he's great considering he's from San Antonio, where it's pretty much all ball movement in San Antonio. And for the Spurs side of things, they get a player that will probably re-sign and probably wants to be there and will probably fall in love with San Antonio. I tweeted last night that, I mean, you're going from one guy who's rumored to want to go to LA to another guy in DeMar DeRozan who's also been rumored to want to play for LA a couple times in the past. And so, but even though he's had those rumors, I don't see DeMar as a guy who's going to kind of hold the Spurs hostage like Kawhi did. And I think that's a huge thing for them that they got rid of a player and got a superstar back, and you don't have to wait on any more young players. And both sides had agreed to a deal, and that's good for them. They got a superstar back. They're good. I think next year, I'm really interested to see how that team works, considering that DeMar, while he can hit the three-pointer, has not shown that to be his preference over the past couple seasons. Pretty much over his entire career, he hasn't shown the desire to be a three-point shooter. So I mean, can combine that with Marcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. Neither one of them is like a real like stretch player where that three is like their main weapon, right? Both of those players operate with inside the arc, and so I'm really excited to see what happens with San Antonio. Plus DeMar being kind of raised, so to speak, with the Raptors in an ISO-heavy system, how he adjusts to the Spurs' more ball movement predicated offense. I'm really excited to see that. I'm excited to see him in New Jersey. I think even though he's kind of betrayed by the Toronto Raptors, he's going to a great franchise in the San Antonio Spurs. I've got so much love for the Spurs as a franchise. I mean, I'm from Texas, obviously, but I was always grew up a Rockets fan. But I think the Spurs are just such a model franchise. They also get Jakob Poeltl, and considering that Pau Gasol is closer to retirement than he's just really close to retirement, I guess. But anyway, since he's so close to retirement, you have now Jakob Poeltl, who's been shown to be a really promising player. And also now that he's there, he can learn from Pau Gasol, learn from Marcus Aldridge, and overall he can grow up in a really amazing system that has shown in the past to be really, really good at developing young players. Look at DeJounte Murray, look at Derek White, look at everyone on that. Look at young players on that team. They develop at a high rate and they develop really well. But shoot, guys, I mean this is really big. Kawhi is finally on the move. And it's to a really questionable location. I don't think he's staying. I don't think this is staying. I think Masai Ujiri made a huge mistake, both on a PR level of trading away a guy that really wanted to be with your franchise for kind of like the new hot commodity in Kawhi Leonard. I don't think that was a good move as a message to send to everybody, because you still have Kyle Lowry there, and I bet he's not going to like that very much. And I bet a lot of the guys on that roster who had played this past season aren't going to like that very much. That they just got rid of their head guy. And that was a team. They were a team. I just think the camaraderie of that team took a huge beating last night with Kawhi coming in, especially since he's not shown to be the most flexible player over the past season in terms of whoever I'm with, I'm going to play my heart out for kind of thing. So a lot to digest. I really think this is going to be a terrible trade. It'll probably go down as history as one of the worst trades in Raptors history. It's kind of sad. I'm a little sad for the Raptors fan base. On another note, I really think the cool thing to notice here is the similarity between Vince Carter and DeMar DeRozan. Both now, DeMar didn't have a bad lead up to his exit to Toronto, but at this point, I think the fans are just going to miss him like crazy, and I think that everyone, I haven't seen a lot of Toronto responses yet, but man, oh man, I just think that it was a really bad trade for them, and I don't see any side. Obviously, if Kawhi is like, okay, fine, this is where I am, I'm going to play my heart out, I'm done with my stunts kind of thing, then it works out for Toronto, hopefully pretty well, depending on how the personnel adjusts to Kawhi Leonard. But it's going to take a lot for this trade to be seen as a good trade for Masai Ujiri, for the Raptors, just in general. Super questionable move at the least. And I think in a couple years we're probably going to look back at this and we're going to say, oh man, or at least near the end. At least at the end of DeMar DeRozan's career, are we going to ask, man, I want him to come back to the Raptors and finish it the right way. Time heals all wounds, that kind of thing. I would like to see that, but I don't know if obviously it's so fresh that you're like, oh, he would never go back. But never say never, right? And so I'm excited to see how DeMar's career after being with the Raptors progresses. I really thought he was going to be with the Raptors until the last 4 or 5 seasons of his career. If he hadn't won a ring at that point, probably leaving and trying to ring chase a little bit. But I'm not sure if he ever goes back to the Raptors. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to have a lot of fan engagement on this one. I want to know what you guys think about this trade. What do you think of Kawhi's stance on not playing this past season? What do you think his new role with Toronto is? How do you think San Antonio has benefited from all of this? All of that, I want to know all sides of this. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Comment what your thoughts are. And share the video. And I will see y'all next time.